women's sports who are killing it.
Gymnastics. Oh my gosh.
We are witnessing greatness, y'all. And by greatness, yes, the team, but also Haley freaking Bryant, dude. Wow. I made a video a couple weeks ago literally trying to list off all of her accolades, and I couldn't do it in the time that it gave me. It is, if you're bored, I don't know why you would want to do this while you were bored, but just for shits and giggles, go to LSU's website and look at her list of accolades. Yeah. It looks like it's made up. Like somebody hacked LSU and was like, no, it's for real. You put on here 14th gymnast in NCAA history to have a gym slam. She holds multiple records. The team this year holds a couple records. They are definitely doing something different. And I recall Kaya Johnson, sweet angel. She is so wonderful. She came on Up and In a couple months ago, and then we did an interview for Valley Vision with her. Talked about, she tore her Achilles last year, how she's come back from it, and she's doing incredibly well. And she talked about, their team goals. And I remember asking her in the facility, like, where do y'all want to be?
Yeah.
And she was like, well, SECs are in New Orleans, so that's what we want to do. They have exceeded that. They are ranked second in the country. They are on their way to the semifinals this weekend.
Yep. Actually, I think it's like 2 days. I think it's April 17th.
What's today?
Is it April 17th?
Oh, it's during the week, huh?
Yeah.
I'd ask Claire, but Claire's not here. Yeah. Yeah, the Final Four. Yeah. It starts in the middle of the week. That's right.
Honestly, what I really love about LSU Gymnastics is how humble they are. They set realistic goals at the same time. All of them are phenomenal, but at this, they're so humbled. And I know that Clark really, pushes them to not only work for themselves, but work for their team. And I think that's what really keeps them grounded, because it's bigger than just them. It's bigger than what they want for themselves. It's what they want for the program.
Yeah, I will say that every presser I've been in and every, that you're spot on, and it's so genuine. Jay Clark is a great coach. He's a great person. He's so personable. He leads those girls with respect, and he really leads by example on humility and 1% better every day, and being the team mentality kind of thing. And I think that's a big part of why they are where they are, because he hones in on the little things and consistently preaches, just focus on being you. Yep. You're enough. The muscle memory is there. The confidence is there. LSU just racked up another freaking national championship. Another one.
Because I'm the gymnastics
52.
analyst, is that what it is?
Oh, yeah.
What did DJ Khaled say? Another one.
Yeah, there you go, T. Yeah, we brought you on so you can weigh in on gym.
That's it, yeah. That was
You're
great.
an expert.
I'm happy for them. I like the meets, they're fun. I don't really know what's going on, but I went to a bunch.
I know you did.
Yeah.
You enjoyed them.
Yeah, used to do a lot of post-game pressers before we undertook this project and moved downtown. But hopefully next year, we'll be back there doing the stuff again in person and everything.
And you had Kaya on your podcast. We did an interview with Kaya Johnson for Valley Vision too. We're in the process of trying to get some more content with them. Maybe some Haley Bryant content on Up and In. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, we've been trying that for a couple months.
Well, she's famous.
I know, and she's busy winning a national championship and being the best gymnast in the country.
Yeah, I was going to say, individually, 8 perfect 10s on the season is crazy.
I feel like there's got to be a Gymnast of the Year award, right? And
she won all of them. How different outlets have their things?
Yeah.
She won them all?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all of them.
Just want to make sure.
I don't know who else you would give it to.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to crazy amounts of gymnastics throughout the country, but again, what I've seen from her, and I was like, who's better than her? That's what I want to know. So clearly
nobody. Yeah, she won all of them. But on a serious note, they did rack their first national championship ever, which is incredible for the program. They've gotten so close but could never really reel it in. This year was back-to-back Final Fours for Jay Clark. An incredible coach. He really is, and being in his presence in press conferences, even the way he's so personable and he's so, like I said last time, and we talked about Trinity, he's so respectful of these girls and just leads with humility. And
He's somebody that I said I wanted to have on my podcast too,
Yeah.
just because like I want to
Should
sit
work
and like talk to him.
Yeah.
I just genuinely want to be like, tell me, like you seem great, like you seem awesome, like you know, and I just want to sit with him and have a conversation. So hopefully we'll get him in here soon.
we'll add him to the list of DMs. We have.
Yeah.
And I guess you could email. He'd probably respond to an
Yeah, I
email
think
before a
he
DM.
He is
I
a
think
dad,
we're
so.
better off- I'm sure we could talk to their SID, like yeah,
SID,
and talk
yes.
about and get him in there.
We'll hit up Alyssa. That's the gym SID. She's awesome.
Yeah, her job's not gonna be busy at all for the next couple weeks or anything.
Not now.
Yeah.
I'll let it breathe for a little bit
No,
before I
we
start.
gotta get on it. We gotta get on it. We gotta
I'm
get
just gonna shoot an email a day until we land somebody for up and in.
Yep.
It was a close meet. There were some shaky moments for LSU, but I think, would you say it went at the halfway mark?
Yeah, like at the halfway mark, they were like tenths behind each other.
It was,
And it was insane because I was watching it, it was going back and forth,
Yep.
back and forth. And
Yep.
Utah jumped up, and then LSU went back, and it was just a whole bunch of back and forth.
and that's what you would expect in Final Four like that,
Yeah.
with teams like that. The ironic thing, way back at the beginning of the season, we talked a lot about how Beam was their shaky event, right? And
Yeah.
you know, they were pretty sound in all the other events, especially floor, but that Beam like kind of was a little bit rocky for them, and it was actually Beam that locked them in.
They
And
dominated it.
the irony here is that Savannah actually fell
Yep.
off of Beam. So who was it? Haley,
Kaya.
and Aaliyah had to like nail their routines, and they did. Aaliyah's final routine was
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
perfect, like
Yeah.
nearly perfect, and that's how we won.
Yeah.
So like that's such a cool story if you followed them throughout the whole season, to start the season with the one event being a little bit less consistent than the rest, and then that event you have a little inconsistency in the finals and still manage to make that such a strong area to lock you in for a national championship. So that was really cool. They were stoked, obviously,
Yeah.
bringing the first national championship for the organization. That's incredible. Well, 52
Yeah,
for
even
LSU.
but they were. I think they were. I saw something. I read something where they were like, even though Oklahoma wasn't there, each team felt like they were there. It was
Yeah.
just like the competitiveness was so good and hard that
Yeah.
they felt like they were competing against that #1 country team.
Yeah. And I also saw on social media that one of the teams who had, I think it was Arkansas, I can't remember who, but they had a watch party like cheering on LSU. Like their
Really?
gym team
Damn.
had a watch
Wow.
party cheering.
That's cool.
We talk about LSU being a brand like that. There's another SEC school like watching the granted they're a gym team watching the national championship, so that's not crazy. But like
Mhm.
they had a reaction video to LSU winning, and they were like screaming and cheering and everything. So that was really cool.
LSU the only SEC team in the Final Four?
No, Florida was
yeah.
also in there. Yeah,
Yeah, so that was really cool.
yeah.
But again, LSU being a brand, 52 national championships in total in the past. What year is it? 2024.
Started in 2019, right?
Where,
And I think too, like we talked about, right? And a big reason that I asked you to come kind of do stuff
Yeah.
with us, right, is not only the brand of LSU sports, but the athletes and the quality of athletes that
Yep.
they're putting
Mhm.
out. Like Haley Bryant, you know, is obviously iconic GOAT now,
Right.
you know, and solidified in history for LSU. And then not to mention just again from a brand standpoint, right, the things that Libby Dunn is doing for women's sports and NIL and breaking barriers that
right?
no even male athlete has done. You
Yeah.
know? So I think just things like that are really cool and just again speak volumes to what LSU is building, what we have here in our backyard in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So again, just tip of the cap to Jay and everybody that's doing their thing, you know, with LSU sports and really I think Scott Woodward, you know, is just
I was
really
gonna
obviously
say,
the GOAT. Like
we have to give the
Yeah.
AD his
Right.
freaking flowers,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
like he's the one bringing in all these coaches that are in turn doing the recruiting and grabbing these athletes. So like,
But also giving power to the right people, right?
Yeah.
Instead of saying like, hey, let's build out NILSU, let's build out Bayou traditions. Like they're giving these kids a lot of resources and embracing the changes that are coming, right? There's just LSU is just on the forefront of a lot of things. And now I think, you know, again, this is a little bit above my head, but like the way the laws are written, you know, in different states kind of help schools differently and stuff, and that we're a state school I'm sure helps, but obviously leadership starts at the top, and Scott's obviously
Yeah.
doing a great job of putting people in place to be able to be successful. So, yeah, just it goes a long way, and obviously we're able to do stuff like this and have things to talk about and cover for sure. So it's cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to Scott, because you're the reason I have a job.
I really
You
think,
got way
yeah.
down the line. You're the guy that got me my job.
I really think that the reason why the head coaches do so well is because they understand like the environment and the culture of LSU. Like you've said multiple times, Abby, if you don't understand the culture of LSU, you don't understand the fan base of LSU, then you just don't get it. Like that drive is not there, and you're going to see that in the performance of your athletes, the performance of being a head coach. If you don't understand and accept the culture of LSU and that weight that it holds, then you're not going to thrive here at all, actually.
Absolutely.